Shocking! Yellowstone National Park recently closed. The world's greatest scholars have been drawn to the unexplored parts of the United States by a dormant behemoth. Visitors from all over the world come to view its pristine natural beauty, spectacular scenery, and rich assortment of creatures. However, lurking behind Yellowstone National Park's serene surface is an ancient force eager to unleash its frightening might at any time. Joe Rogan has just received some terrifying new information about the state of Yellowstone National Park, which was just forced to close. Hello and welcome to Z. Subscribe and follow me to this incredible journey to Yellowstone National Park. This information is based on the most recent research and the perspectives of prominent experts. The well-known podcaster claims that Yellowstone National Park is on the cusp of suffering a catastrophic event unprecedented in thousands of years. Yellowstone's megavolcano is showing signs of awakening, and in the blink of an eye, this gorgeous paradise might turn into a disastrous nightmare. But what exactly does Joe Rogan know now about the state of Yellowstone that he didn't know before? How will the impending disaster at Yellowstone National Park impact the trajectory of human history and the physical nature of our planet? Yellowstone National Park is a massive and stunning natural paradise located largely in the state of Wyoming. Nevertheless, its magnificence spills over into neighboring states Montana and Idaho. It covers a wide area of more than 2.2 million acres and provides access to a plethora of natural treasures that will leave you speechless. The park's geothermal wonders are deservedly recognized as one of its most popular draws. Imagine a spectacular display of over 10,000 geysers, hot springs, mud pots, and fumaroles all operating in unison. One of these is the world-famous Old Faithful geyser, which routinely puts on a fantastic show, earning its reputation as a true wonder. This world-famous park also has the beautiful Grand Canyon, which was meticulously carved by the Yellowstone River over millions of years. But behind this picture-perfect exterior, Joe Rogan is warning about the Yellowstone supervolcano, a menace that has been dormant for decades. This massive volcanic structure is known as a caldera, which is described as an enormous crater generated by the collapse of a volcano following a big volcanic eruption. It displays the vastness of this volcanic system by reaching approximately 45 kilometers across its entirety. In a recent podcast with another podcaster named Michael Malice, Rogan refuted scientific claims that the caldera's development may be traced back to ancient volcanic eruptions that occurred millions of years ago. According to Rogan, these catastrophic periods are responsible for the ejection of massive amounts of volcanic debris, which leads to the collapse of the volcano and the construction of the magnificent caldera that we see today. Previous research undertaken by specialists backs up this theory. Despite this, all that remains of the first explosion that shook Yellowstone to its core may still be seen today. This remarkable volcano was one of a kind since it continuously spewed heat from a considerable depth within the earth. Geysers, fumaroles, mud pots, and hot springs abound in the historically significant national park, all of which are vents that actively generate steam and gases. Rogan believes that the existence of these geothermal phenomena is due to the volcano's tremendous heat and geological activity. Old Faithful is a geyser that erupts with remarkable consistency, making it one of the park's most well-known attractions. It can reach incredible heights of over 100 feet on a daily basis, spewing burning hot water and steam high into the air. What's even more astonishing is this: Rogan recently revealed this knowledge on one of his widely aired podcasts. Despite the fact that the Yellowstone supervolcano erupted massively 640,000 years ago, it appears that the region is far from dormant. It is always buzzing with activity, including as mild earthquakes and sporadic geyser outbursts, which can be seen here. In reality, statistics from the region suggest that thousands of little earthquakes occur in the area each year. Rogan believes that this is evidence of the continual movement of molten rock beneath the Earth's surface. It's almost as if the Earth is trying to tell us something by doing this, although this may not always be the case and may alter in the future. These warnings are taken very seriously by Yellowstone experts, as Rogan also mentioned. They use advanced monitoring equipment to evaluate the activity of the supervolcano and collect vital data for any future eruptions. These techniques allow them to closely examine seismic activity, ground changes, and gas emissions, providing them with valuable insights into the convoluted dynamics and behavior of the supervolcano. Seismometers are instruments used by scientists to measure the vibrations in the earth caused by seismic waves. A network of seismometers has been erected to monitor seismic activity in Yellowstone National Park and the adjacent areas. These equipment can detect and record even the smallest earthquakes and ground tremors generated by volcanic activity. Scientists can also use seismic data to determine the specific location, depth, and magnitude of earthquakes, which helps them understand how magma moves and how prospective volcanic processes work. Another equipment used by scientists is the Global Positioning System, also known as GPS. This device is used by scientists studying the Yellowstone supervolcano to measure the movement of the ground around the volcano. Because they utilize satellite technology, these devices can precisely track and record even the most minute changes in the position of the Earth's surface. By comparing readings over time, scientists can discover any shifts or variations in the topography, according to Rogan. These changes or shifts could indicate the presence of volcanic activity. GPS data is particularly useful for tracking magma circulation beneath the surface and identifying patterns and trends that could foreshadow eruptions. This gives scientists the capacity to take preemptive actions by allowing them to do so. In Yellowstone National Park, in addition to seismometers and GPS instruments, there are petrol monitoring stations strategically distributed around the park. The data collected by these stations allows scientists to get insight into the behavior of the supervolcano as well as its possible impact on the surrounding environment. These stations monitor and study the composition and emission rates of the gases produced by the supervolcano. The composition of volcanic gases, such as carbon dioxide, hydrogen supplied, and sulfur dioxide, can provide substantial insight into the activities that occur deep within the volcano. Variations in gas emissions can be used to deduce how magma moves and interacts with the rocks and fluids in its surrounds. The researchers are the first to notice any significant departures from normal levels or evidence of heightened volcanic activity. If there are any major departures from normal levels, or if there is evidence of increased volcanic activity, scientists can detect any anomalies or patterns that indicate a substantial change in volcanic activity by combining this data and looking for any relevant indications. This continuous monitoring, as emphasized by Joe Rogan and Michael Malice in Rogan's podcast earlier this year, has allowed scientists to discover that volcanic systems are extremely sophisticated and that a wide range of factors can influence the behavior of volcanic eruptions. As a result, the ongoing research and data collection efforts help to strengthen the scientific community's understanding of the Yellowstone megavolcano's behavior. This category includes technologies such as the use of seismometers to detect seismic activity, GPS sensors to track ground deformation, and gas monitoring stations to assess gas emissions. By examining this data, scientists can gain critical information into the behavior of the supervolcano as well as potential hazards from the supervolcano. Joe Rogan underlines the need of continual monitoring since it allows researchers to explore the complex dynamics of volcanic systems and identify any anomalies or patterns that may indicate significant changes in volcanic activity. Rogan feels that this is one of the most crucial reasons for the importance of constant monitoring. We wouldn't know about potentially dangerous activity going on right under our feet if it weren't for these monitoring activities. Furthermore, Rogan distinguishes supereruptions from other minor volcanic occurrences, highlighting the former's scale and significance. Supereruptions, which have a VEI 8 rating, are distinguished by great explosiveness and the ejection of a large amount of magma. Scientists can use the Volcanic Explosivity Index, VEI, to measure and categorize volcanic eruptions depending on their explosiveness. This offers them information into the severity and impact of an eruption. The higher the size, the more violent the eruptions and the taller the columns of ash produced. Massive eruptions that reach level 5 produce large ash plumes that travel long distances and affect a large area. However, super eruptions, which can occur at stages 6 to 8, are the most damaging and rare of all volcanic events. These eruptions have the ability to unleash massive amounts of volcanic ash, which can travel to great heights and influence weather patterns all around the world. When ash particles are spread into the atmosphere, a phenomenon known as volcanic winter can occur. This event reduces the quantity of sunlight that reaches the Earth's surface, causing temporary cooling and disturbances in rainfall patterns. These consequences can have a considerable impact on agricultural methods, ecosystems, and human cultures, resulting in economic hardships and social unrest. The film also highlights the fact that Yellowstone National Park may be on the approach of a massive eruption. This is because the location already has a significant amount of magma, which is larger than the bare minimum required for an eruption to occur. Joe Rogan investigates the possible consequences of an eruption of Yellowstone's megavolcano. He argues that such an explosion would inflict unfathomable devastation, wiping out practically everything in its path. A good Samaritan discovers millions that have been concealed. Alright everyone, here's where the video ends. Thanks for watching and subscribe the channel and make sure to enable post notifications for more updates and exciting material.